Kyle, we exit the League Cup 2-1 against Matlock. A respectable performance there.
Yeah, for sure. Our boys were outstanding. The red card early in the game obviously makes it a lot more difficult than we'd have liked. And it was an uphill battle against 10 men. We started really well. We got in front. It's difficult to say what was between the sides, obviously, because we're playing against an extra man for large parts of it. But I won't go into it too much. But what we've asked of our boys over the past 48 hours, it's, I'm immensely proud that we've been able to get our full side out. Dave's obviously away, so he wasn't able to play today, but we're back in Saturday. And yeah, it speaks volumes about this group. And yeah, I'm proud of the performance tonight. They were brilliant. They were, in all honesty, we said at half time, just try and keep it as tight as we can for as long as we can, and then we'll just throw what we've got at them in the last 15 minutes, and the game plan really has worked. We're just unlucky in that we've not managed to nick an equaliser, which we thought we could have done, and it probably wouldn't have been unfair. So yeah, really pleased with the performance, but like I've just said to them, it doesn't mean anything if we don't take that into Saturday now.
Yeah, you're pleased with the performance. The main talking point was when Mitch went off and we lost the player. They did stretch us a little bit, but what did you say to the lads to just keep them going, because every single player ran themselves into the ground tonight?
I can't take any credit for that at all. That's the players. The players take immense amounts of credit out of how they've played, out of how they've conducted themselves in extremely difficult circumstances. I know it's sort of the dumb thing to say I didn't see it, but I genuinely didn't see the red card incident. Mitch thinks he's been a little bit harsh. Some of the other lads have a different view, but it's one of those things. Is whether he's done anything wrong or not, he's let us down in giving the referee, like Bank did the other week, the opportunity to send him off. And the game completely changed then from how it was, because we conceded a lot of the ball. But yeah, like I said, the plan was to just keep it as compact as possible, keep it as tight as possible, and potentially nick something late. And we're unlucky in that it's not worked. You
spoke highly of Freddie Tracy on Saturday, and he's complimented that with a goal tonight. Really well taken. What were your thoughts on his overall performance, again leading the front? Outstanding
again. I possibly could have left him on. He says he came off and he says he felt all right. But it's at that point now where I'm thinking we probably can't lose him. The league's obviously going to be more important to us. We want to finish as high as we can than what tonight would have been. And yeah, he was brilliant. He deserved his goal. He was outstanding at the weekend, as you know. And he's now become a massive player for us. His attitude is outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Doesn't miss anything. He just wants to play. He's coming, he's fitted into the group perfectly. He's a young lad, and it's not always easy coming into a men's dressing room. He's fitted in great. He's got great character, and yeah, I hope he carries on in his form, because at the minute he's the main man up there almost. And obviously we've got Mitch, who scored a lot of goals, Maku scored a lot of goals, but he's been that good over the past couple of weeks that he's earned his spot, and he'll stay in Saturday.
Staying in Saturday, obviously that might be enforced now with Mitch receiving the 3-game ban. How much does that hinder the actual team with us limited on options?
Yeah, it does. The same with Hank really, because Mitch may be eligible Saturday, I'm not sure, but we'll now have 2 of our most experienced players missing over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, it's a big loss. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't, but obviously with little things like that, when people do pick up suspensions, injuries, it gives the opportunity to other boys to step in. Linney's done as a job. Linney was good at the weekend, took his goal at the weekend, and he's had to do as a job at right fullback today, and he was absolutely brilliant. He looked like it was his natural position almost. His quality on the ball was good. He defended really well. He was up and down. And he works his socks off. So again, because I thought Sam obviously was brilliant at the weekend, but Linney's filled them shoes no problem. That'll be a tough one for Saturday. But yeah, like we touched on, I thought everybody to a man really were brilliant, and we were unlucky not to get something.
The game could have been more in favour of Matlock if it wasn't for Zach Walker with some really heroic saves. What were your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, Zach was really good. Another one that deserves a chance in the side. Obviously with Dave injured, it's a no-brainer to put Zach in. He is more than capable of playing for us, doing really well at the level. He thinks himself he probably should have done better with the first goal, which is maybe a little bit harsh, but he did make some big saves. Yeah, he did make some big saves which kept us in the game, so pleased for him, because it does him a world of good. He's playing against an NPL Premier Division team, and he's only 18-19 year old, so yeah, he'll be brilliant in future. He'll grow into a brilliant keeper, and it's not going to be any harm for him to development games like today at all.
Moving on to Saturday, Belper, obviously a lot about him. They showed a lot of really good spells of play in your first game as official manager of Matlock Town. Obviously they started really quick, but what are you going to say to the side to shut them off really quickly, because they are a free-flowing side going up from?
Yeah, they're very direct. It was our first game in interim charge, so to speak, the first game that I took charge of. And we conceded after about 30 seconds. It couldn't really gone much worse. I thought that day the pitch was rock hard, really bobbly. It didn't favour us at all, where I thought it might have favoured them because they were very competitive. They're the sort of side that will send the centre halves up for the goalkeeper taking free kicks for offside sort of thing, and they're very good at it. They're flying. They were really flying early on in the season. They looked like they were going to be difficult to catch at the top. They had a brilliant cup run. They've come into a little bit of should we say inconsistent form, but they're still right up there, and they still look like they might be able to challenge for promotion for sure. So it'll be difficult, but I am really pleased over the past 2 games, especially the level of progress that we seem to have made, and I'm hoping that we can go ahead and take it into Saturday. Like I've just said to them, I mean, it's all good and well putting in a performance like they did tonight, but it doesn't mean anything if they don't take it into the weekend. So that's what we'll be hoping for, and I'm upbeat about the situation. I'm confident we can go there and compete on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned the inconsistent form, but they are unbeaten in 9 games.
Yeah, well, are they? I've got that one wrong there.
But I suppose a big maybe moral booster or the strength of your side, the reintroduction of Matt Sykes. How important will he be if he can replicate some of the signs that we saw last season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with Belprat, I'd obviously seen that they were well and truly flying at the beginning of the year, and I think they've got games in hand, haven't they? It's not the results, they've got a lot of games in hand, so they're more than capable of getting right up there and challenging. Sykesy, obviously, we don't need to introduce at all if we can get him firing like we had at the end of last season. He's not been enjoying it as much at Yorkshire Amateurs, so he was obviously desperate to come back, especially given the situation, to help me out. He's one of my close mates, and yeah, we'll be hoping that we can get his shooting boots on, because not so much maybe tonight and Saturday, but over recent weeks we have been struggling to put the ball in the net, so there's probably nobody better to bring in than your top scorer from last year. So yeah, he'll be massive for us, I hope, and I hope he'll be a boost for the other boys, very popular. So yeah, I hope we can get us firing again.